Okay. Somebody. This is like a very small video from a guy named Jimmy, who it's called "Please Help Me Leave Russia." And I mean, it's about him wanting to leave Russia. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm super educated on what's going on right now. My understanding is that there is a civil war in Russia right now, and so I don't know if I'm gonna have a lot of commentary to do on this. From I'm not even going to encourage anybody to donate or to not to donate because I don't know, the authenticity of any of things that are going on. I just kind of want to hear the guy out. And you guys are willing to make your interpretations. Okay, so this is, like I said, it's please help me leave Russia. Maybe I have too much skeptical internet brain. I just wanted to say that before anything else, but I want to hear what he has to say. So let's get this going.
Oh boy. This video made with the compliance of Russian government. I am obeying it, so I can't say what I really want to say, and I'm gonna do my best to tell you my story and to carry the message that I have for all of you. This video is a cry, beg for help. As you can see, I am in Russia. I don't know, this typical Russian building and shit. People around me, so I am really scared to talk. And I'm talking like this because, well, that's the reason. On February 24th, 2022, my life got destroyed. But as you can see, I'm still alive. I'm obviously not comparing my situation to people who are died because of this special military operation. But I lost my job and everything I had, my hopes, my dreams. Since I lost my job, I was living on my savings, and I was hoping that everything will go back to normal. And that was the biggest mistake of my life, because back then when I had money to leave this country, I didn't, because I genuinely hoped that something like this is just not possible in 21st century. But as you can see,
I mean, I understand that, like, you're not wanting to leave where you're from because it's like where you're from and hoping things get better. Sure.
Obviously wrong. As I said at the beginning, I am obeying Russian laws, which means I'm not saying stuff that might get me in prison. It's really hard actually to find the right words. Since this special military operation started, all independent medias and medias who've been working here for 30 plus years got shut down. I was working not in a huge one, my local one. We had 13 employees.
Okay, so he's saying that he used to be part of the media. Gotcha. I mean, listen, this is one of those things where I know some people, and they tend to be conservative leaning, will glorify Russia in this weird way, but they are not like a country of free speech. I understand we have problems with cancel culture, but it's nothing in comparison to what's going on in Russia. It's totally different. They've had like the same president for like what 20 something years. They don't even have like free elections. There's no real democracy or a democratic republic, whatever. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? But there is a rising sentiment in America of like glorifying Russia and Vladimir Putin. Because the country tends to be like anti-trans or something. Like, it's just fucking ridiculous. So
I wasn't like official employee, but that was kind of a big step in my life, that I was part of that team, that I was working on something that I thought is really cool. But when it all started, obviously, this all fell apart. So that was my life. This video made with purpose to, as I said, beg, not even ask, beg for help, and to leave this country, to, I don't even probably should say leave, to go on vacation, and to just start a new life.
Okay, sorry, I just want to read what he had said there.
And, to just start a new life.
I had to leave because of people. I'm really scared to speak English. Interesting. I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, they might, like, I guess whatever authority figures over there might be worried he's speaking. It's crazy, man. Like, this episode's fucked. I've seen there's this thing, and maybe I'll talk about it later. But there are these individuals from like TikTok who are going to like China, and they're looking at like the factory or the Sheen factories, right? And they're like, look, these factories are so good, the people are treated so well, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Meanwhile, like, there's huge propaganda things run where they'll show US media a certain thing, and they'll show the rest of the world like something really fucked. And the point that I'm trying to make here is that like these propaganda machines in these countries that restrict free speech, which Russia is one of them, are really deep to the point where they'll go as far as to like be super restrictive. They'll have police whose job it is to just make sure that you're not saying anything out of line. It can get scary, man. Like, honestly, like, it is we have problems in our country for sure, but what a privilege it is to be born in America, man. You know, or even in really any Western country. Honestly, I mean, this shit's scary.
I had to leave because there was a lot of people around. I tried to record it in the morning, but even in the morning, there's a lot of people, and I'm just afraid to speak English. So, and even now, I'm in the house that I'm renting. As you can see, it's a typical Russian house that I'm renting for $100, by the way. I'm going to talk about this later. But yeah, about my job. I wasn't officially employed because I didn't want to take the risk. Plus, it wasn't like a trial. I was like working there for like a year, over a year, but I wasn't officially employed, and it was my
Interesting.
request.
These
Of
things
course,
off the
said this
books.
because I was afraid to work on the media, even
Interesting.
in the peaceful times, because even then, if you're gonna say something about the government, you know, they might watch you. So I'm not exaggerating
Yeah,
this.
man.
It's
I
true.
mean, that's why when Trump was saying that he was considering, like, you know, going after the media for negative coverage of him, even if it was unfair coverage, I mean, the implications of that are insane. You know, the president having any commentary on some kind of media censorship is wild. You know, this it really does. You know, this is the point that it would get to.
True. So that was uh, my request, as I said, to work there, not officially. So obviously, if somebody gonna ask me to show the paper that I work there, first of all, I won't be able to show it because I wasn't officially working there, and second is because this company is no longer exist, nor as any big companies no longer exist here. They're completely shut down. Some of them completely destroyed. Evidence that they existed. So is my company.
It all started after February 24th. One of the biggest independent media that has been working here for 30 plus years got destroyed. Some of them relocated to the EU and now working from there. Interesting. Okay.
I know for a fact that 3 of my employees left this country, and I don't even know where they are right now. Although I didn't speak to them in like over a year or so. And a lot of people did the exact thing. They had money, they had savings, so did I. But I was hoping for the best, that stuff will get better, that people instead of guns will just talk.
I mean, yeah, I'm looking into some articles and it seems like Russia does control the media. New outlets forced to close them since Russia invaded Ukraine. Russian media now in totally Putin's hands. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it that they were shutting this shit down, man. Jesus Christ.
And here we are, it didn't happen. Besides my health problems, I simply just don't have money to pay my rent. As you can see, as I showed, this house that I'm renting for $100. Why is it so low? Because this house doesn't have hot water, nor shower, nor toilet. This is the toilet that I'm using. And in
Okay, like
winter,
a outside
I'm
toilet, I
using
guess.
either public showers, or before I was asking my neighbors. I was like paying them $3, $4, but then they said, "Nah, what the fuck are you doing? Just go for free." So that's what I've been using. And this summer, and in summer, I can just use this. It's like Russian sauna, so I'm using this. It's obviously gross, but I'm not complaining. Once again, if you wondering why I'm speaking that low, I'm not like talking normally because there's neighbors to my left, there's neighbors to my right, and they're all, you know, they're all pro-Russian stuff. So
Damn,
when
man. That's crazy. I wonder what prompted him to post this video. Like, is there like no potential that he'll get in trouble for posting this video? Or I guess he just assumes that, I mean, I don't know, it's like a weird thing. Is it a good thing if this gets signal boosted, or is that going to turn into like a problem for him? Is he going to get like hurt in some capacity? It's like a real question. It's fucking crazy.
this special military operation started, I had my savings. I was living on my savings. And back in September, when the partial mobilization started, I also ran out of money, and then I started to beg people for money. And my biggest concern wasn't even money. My biggest concern was, what if I will get drafted? I don't want to
Huh.
participate in this. I don't want to take a gun in my hands and protect. But I also don't want to go in prison. So back then, for the first time in my life, I was thinking about suicide,
Jesus.
and I was really close. But luckily, people helped me to pay for rent, and I got insanely lucky not to get drafted. So that's the reason why I'm sitting right now and able to talk to you, because of the generous, kind people who helped me. Once again, I can't really say what I want to say. I can't say what I really think. So
Yeah,
I need to be careful, and I really want to go on vacation. I have no life here. I lost my job. This video created with the purpose to beg you for money, and to go and get asylum in the United States. I can get asylum in
How much does a Russian or a vacation away from Russia even cost? That's the question I'm wondering.
Europe, because even though they're saying that there's a lot of people who,
Or
do
maybe not
su-
even Russia. I mean, I'm assuming he just wants to get out of. Well, let's see. How much does it cost to go to like the EU? What's the cost of that? For him to travel there.
supporting Russian government and stuff, and people who are actually going to Europe for just to get asylum, to have a better future, to not be part of this, they're getting denied, or they might give it to them, but it will be temporary, and they will be living in some camps, so it's obviously pointless. It will take like weeks, months, or years. So in this case, US, even though you might hear that there's like a problem on the Mexican border and stuff, US, and this is confirmed, at least for Russian people, they are giving it. In some cases, of course, they might not, but from all the countries, US
Oh, he
is
wants to
more
go to the US.
loyal,
It sounds like.
is actually kinda, in a way, keeping their word. That, you know, if you against this, if you don't want to support, if you don't support this, then come here. We will see your case, and so yeah, that's. Then I promised myself that I'm not gonna cry. Plus, 3 of those European countries no longer giving any sort of visas. They do not accept refugees, Russian refugees. So if you have this,
Damn.
then even if you don't like agree with the government, if you just want a simple future, you'll get denied. Look at us, we're Europe, we have human rights. Hey, you might not agree with it, fuck you. Go there, live there, try it yourself. I know that it's gonna be a hard journey, but I want you to understand that I don't have life here. There is no future. There's gonna be the same president until he probably dies.
Yeah, true.
There's no secure tomorrow. My life that I had 2 years ago is nothing to compare to what I have now. I'm miserable. I am pathetic. I'm asking people for money to just help me leave. No. And just one thing about me, that I was raised by grandma, and only grandma, never seen my parents. I don't actually give a fuck where they at. And after my grandma died when I was 16, I was living by myself. Never in my life I asked anybody for money. But I also afraid that people might think that, you know, you're nothing. We would better help Ukrainian refugees. And you're right, but there's also people here who are just helpless like me, who are just trying to escape this hell. But it feels like everybody forgot about this Ukraine-Russia stuff.
It's interesting because I'm like, so like a lot of people who will do videos and they'll start to cry, they'll just like leave it in, and he's like trying to edit it out. So it sounds like he's ashamed of himself, which I don't think he needs to be.
So people might not even help them or me or any other refugees from both sides. So I set my goal for $10,000 to go from the place where I live to Mexico, and
Okay.
from Mexico to US border, and beg basically for asylum, to just help and risk it.
Would it cost that much money to get there? $10,000? I wonder. I guess he wouldn't be able to take like a. Well, I guess. I wonder if he would actually get the approval. This is fucked up, man.
Russia currently is like North Korea, basically. It's a closed country. You can't fly to Europe directly. You can't fly directly to Mexico or to US. You can only fly to certain countries, and one of them Turkey. Plus, in a lot of countries you need visas, but luckily I don't need a visa to go to Turkey, and from Turkey to Mexico, it's to both visa-free countries. So, but $10,000 is because tickets are expensive. Plus, fuck, I'm really embarrassed to say, but I just simply need to buy, just simply to buy underwear. This is not the life I had 2 years ago, man. I'm begging people for just to simply afford to buy myself a freaking pants. Dude, I'm only 24 years old, and I made the biggest mistake in my life, because when I had savings. I should have just get it and leave. But I was genuinely hoping that everything will resolve, that people will talk and will not do this stuff in the 21st century. It was my biggest mistake, and I was like a kid back then, but all this shit made me realize, made me rethink my life, made me grow up faster than I wanted. So yeah, this is the house that I'm living in. I'm gonna make a different video about this. I can finally talk, I can finally speak normally, not to whisper.
Why didn't you just make this here in the first place?
The
whole thing.
To the toughest years in my life. When I started this YouTube channel, I was inspired by so many people to finally start a YouTube channel on English. I remember those 2 months after it's all started, after February 24th. I swear to God, every single day I was waking up, every single day, and I was thinking, it fucking can't be real. It can't be real. It can't be real. Obviously, I won't get my job back. I won't get my life back. Things are not going to be the same. There's going to be the same president for the next 10 years until the day he dies. And even by making these kind of videos, even though I'm watching my words, I am not saying anything illegal. There's still a possibility that it might trigger somebody. And
Oh yeah,
just
maybe
like
people
this,
were there that he
I might
didn't
get
want to hear it.
crazy.
Yeah.
I wish it was a fucking joke. But this is reality. I simply cannot access any social medias that I want. I can't simply watch news that I want to watch because everything is blocked here. Every fucking single thing that you would use in your normal life is blocked here. Everything that I could use 2 years ago is no longer available. All VPNs are blocked. I can't pay with my bank card because Visa and MasterCard left.
Jesus.
Not available. As I said, everything that you can think of is not available here. This is a Russian payment system. And guess what? It only works in Russia or in North Korea.
That's fucking it's weird that like Russia is so tied to North Korea. Holy fuck. I mean, that should be the biggest red flag in the world. But it's crazy how these companies pulled out for whatever reason. And I guess I never thought about like the negative impact that would have on the people that are there. It's fucking crazy.
Or in some other countries that support this country. So if you want to donate, there's one thing that's still available that you can use your bank card if you're in Europe or if you're in US, is donation alerts. If you don't want to donate, it's totally fine. But if you want to help me to get a life, then that'd be eternally great.
What the fuck is donation alerts? Yeah, that is fucking wild. North Korea is crazy.
Grateful. And if you live in Canada or Australia or anywhere else besides Europe or US, and if you want to donate a big amount, then you can email me, and I have a friend in US who has PayPal, so you can donate a huge amount if you are from Canada or any other countries but US and Europe. In all other cases, you have donation alerts. And if you're not from US or Europe and you want to donate a big amount, please email me and I will give my friends PayPal. It's so funny how, because of this, somebody might view you as a bad person. And it's so funny that because of this, some countries might deny, some wonderful countries where human rights are so good when they promoting it as if it's fucking good. But in reality, if you have this, and if you don't support the government, and if you're gonna ask for asylum or just to help you with your life, they will deny you. But if you have this and money, shit ton of them, guess what? They will be so happy to give it to you. I'm talking about, of course, European countries. And I'm pretty sure US does the same, but US, you know, even for all the shit that's going on right now with them, US is still giving asylums, still actually treating people as they mean something, even with this. So once again, regardless of your political views, if you like some countries or you don't, I am begging you, I am taking this risk because it's either I'm gonna risk it or I'm gonna die or I'm gonna get drafted or I'm afraid to even think about it. YouTube still works, Google still works, thankfully, but at any given moment, just like this, and it banned. If you can donate, you can help me to spread this word. You can post links in any Discord, at any Reddit server, to help me spread the word if you can donate. And if you don't want to donate, it's totally fine. But if you're in a position where you can donate, please use donation alerts. The link will be first in the description and in pinned comment. I appreciate you if you watched until this moment. That means a lot. Thank you.